I was able to save and invest $100,000 all under 5 years at the age of 23. Currently the money is in my individual investing account on Robinhood, and my IRA. About like 60,000 of that is stuff that I saved, and the 30,000 is like stuff I've made from like profit. I guess the reason I wanted to make this video is because like I think a lot of people don't think it's possible. People don't like understand like what you could accomplish in a short amount of time by just like a little bit of sacrifice. But yeah, just like a quick overview. I'm gonna go over like some of the habits I had when saving and investing, my experience throughout this whole thing, and like just like the story of like how everything like came to be. So this pretty much all started when I was 17 or 18. I was dual enrolled into a vocational school. I was going to this school learning computers and stuff like that, and then like going to regular high school for the rest of the day. I ended up graduating from high school and this college. I did not get my certification because I failed the test. It's like a bare minimum test, the standard for entry level like computers. I ended up getting a job at like Walmart, ice cream shops, and warehouses, but I realized I wasn't going to save up money for college that way. So I ended up joining the Army, not active, but the reserves. For the first few months of the Army, I was learning my IT job there, information technology specialist. And I realized there that I could get like certifications to get a better job and just continue getting more certifications. So I decided I wasn't going to go to college. After I had gotten out, I was continuing to study more and more to, you know, increase my value in the labor market. I ended up getting like these entry-level IT jobs, like help desk, like a contracting position, jumping from like job to job, because statistically someone who goes from job to job is more likely to make more money than someone who sticks with one company. So I was making sure I was getting paid the highest I could for that time. I was also getting certifications while doing this. So anytime I got a new certification, I would try to get a new job. I ended up getting 2 more certifications and securing a position that was making like 60,000, but that was very recently, about like 6 months ago. During the time between that, you know, I was like saving money, investing consistently and whatnot. One of the things I would point out for advice on like saving habits would be delayed gratification. That's pretty much the concept of delaying the gratification that you would receive now for receiving something better in the future. For example, anytime I would go out with my friends, I would try to be as frugal as possible. Maybe we went to the movies, I wouldn't get any popcorn. Maybe we went out for food, I would try to get like the cheapest thing on the menu. Just anything that I could to spare like a few dollars, I would try to do, which adds up in the early periods of trying to, you know, amass this like amount of money. So when I was a lot younger, you know, we'd go to like McDonald's, I'd be getting like something off the value menu. My friends are getting like a, you know, a full-blown Big Mac meal. Another thing I would recommend would to not fall under lifestyle inflation. That's pretty much where as soon as you start making more money, you decide you want to spend a little bit more money because you know you got to raise, you got more money coming in next week, and whatnot. And that actually happened to me a few times. While I was in the Army, I ended up going to Europe on like a deployment for like a year, and me being in Europe, I wanted to enjoy like, you know, being in Europe, which I don't like fault myself for that. You know, who wouldn't want to enjoy their time in Europe? So I did. But when I came back to the US, I got used to the way I was spending money in Europe, like spending a few extra dollars on meals, not consistently saving as much, not consistently investing as much. And that kind of leads on to the next one, investment habits. The only thing I could recommend really is consistency. Currently, I'm investing like $500 per week into the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. Those are the only two that I would recommend for you guys. I do have a few other investments like XRP, Ethereum, a little bit of Tesla, a little bit of Meta, a little bit of a few other stocks, but that's really like nothing compared to what I have in the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. Consistency really is key, as well as time in the market. You're not going to be making that much money off the market in the early years compared to what you'll be making in the later years. If you have $100 in the stock market and it goes up 10%, you've made $10. Versus if you have $100,000 in the stock market, it goes up 10%, you've made $10,000. Some of the work habits I would recommend would be get a new job every few months, or at most like a year. Like you're not going to be learning anything new from that job after like 6 months. And I guess like sticking with a job for a year does look better on a resume than sticking with a job for 3 months. Unless you're a contractor, short contracts for like 3 months. I got like a few of those. So I don't think that hurts your resume too much. Another thing is always continue learning in whatever field you're in. That's something I definitely messed up on. Like I probably could have been making like way more money than I am now if I was learning more about IT. I fell into like a lot of like side hustles and stuff like that, like trying to make money but never actually making money. And I could have used that time on learning, getting more certifications, potentially even going to like college part-time. So my experience with this, I'd say that the only negative thing would be like my friends teasing me about like, oh, I bet you gotta like study, bro. Like, why you being cheap? Just get like the Baconator, just get the Big Mac meal. Like you could afford it. And yeah, that might be true, but like if you're set on a goal, you know, try to go like 100% on that. I would also say like, even though I was saving like all this money, I still went on like road trips with my friends. I still went on vacations occasionally in country, North Carolina, Key West, Daytona, St. Augustine, Tennessee, Maine, Massachusetts, Puerto Rico was a big one. And internationally, when I was in Europe, I went to like Spain, Egypt, Germany, Czech Republic, Greece. You definitely still can vacation like you want. Just make sure when you go on these vacations, you're doing it on a budget. You don't want to spend 10 grand on one vacation. I would say the majority of my vacations were under 1,000. That includes like hotel and flight or the travel. But at the same time, I was going with friends, so we were like splitting the cost and like a lot of this stuff. There was maybe one vacation where I spent like $2,000 at most. I truly believe that anyone can achieve this goal as long as they're not trying to keep up with the Joneses and are trying to live below their means. Comment anything. I'm going to reply. It's a small channel. If you want more details about something, or like I didn't give enough information on something, just put in the comments. I will reply.